Hey everyone, welcome back to our meat pie series. Today we're going to be making the meat pie dough in the part 2 of this series. Guys, this is a crumbly, buttery, delicious meat pie dough that you would love. Now without much ado, let's get right into the part 2 of our 2-day meat pie making series. Now you recall that we made the filling in the first part of this series. Now guys, this is how it looks after being in the refrigerator overnight. This is the perfect texture and look of the meat pie filling that we will need for this meat pie recipe. Now guys, let's get right into making this deliciousness. Now first of all, we're going to get our all-purpose flour. We're going to add in some sugar, salt, and baking powder. We're going to give our dry ingredients a good mix. Now next we're going to add in some cold diced unsalted butter. It's important for the butter to be cold because we are trying to make a buttery and crumbly meat pie dough. So this is very important. Make sure your butter is cold. Now you want to mix this. Keep in mind, do not over mix, guys. Now you are still going to have some butter lumps in your mixture, but when it finally looks a little bit like breadcrumbs, which should be like this, then you are done mixing. Do not attempt to mix this too much. Next up, we're going to add in cold water gradually. I usually start by adding in 1 cup and then I continue adding in until I get the desired consistency. I'll put the measurements that you need in the caption. Now begin to mix and add in water gradually until you get the dough to come together. Now this shouldn't take you long. Our dough is coming together. Now this is it. Make this into a ball and we're going to knead this lightly on our work surface. Sprinkle some all-purpose flour on the dough, back and front. Now we are not going to knead this for too long, guys, and knead. Until all of the flour is incorporated. Make this into a bowl and you want to cover this and let this sit in the refrigerator for at least 30 minutes. Now I'm going to divide the dough in 2 halves and I'll work with one part first. I'll leave the other one in the refrigerator. Again, I'm trying not to overwork the overall dough. I'm going to sprinkle some flour on my rolling pin and I'll roll the dough to my desired thickness. Keep in mind, do not overwork the dough and do not roll it too flat. It's easier to work with when it's not too flat. If you observe, the dough is not too wet. It's a little bit stiffer because it was in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Now get your meat pie cutter or any round object you have and cut your circles out. Now because I do not want to overwork the dough, I'm going to cut out the extra dough from the circle and I will use it again, but this time I'm going to be very quick when I roll it back and cut the remaining circles out because again I don't want to work the dough too much. To get that crumbly and perfect meat pie, you need to make sure you are not overworking your dough. Now here is the leftover. I'm simply just going to press it and place it on my work surface and roll as quickly as I can, making sure I am not overworking the dough. I'll cut out with my meat pie cutter. I have a little bit more and I'm going to use the small size to cut it out, and that's it. I'm going to discard the leftover dough for this half. Now you're going to place the dough on the meat pie cutter and pull the edges lightly like this. Generously add in your meat pie filling, and you want to brush with water around the edges like this. This will help the meat pie to seal properly. Now pull on the edge of the meat pie and guide your filling so it stays in. Press down with your fingertips to seal the meat pie first before you finally press down with the meat pie cutter. Now this gives it the perfect meat pie shape. Remove the excess meat pie dough. And guys, we have our meat pie shaped perfectly. Now, alternatively, you can do this without the meat pie cutter. If you don't have it, place your filling on the dough, pull at the edges and press down, and again you want to seal with your finger and use the fork to finish off the sealing. And there we have our meat pie perfectly shaped. Now break one egg and mix it up. You want to use this as a glaze to give this the perfect and beautiful brownness. Now make some design holes on the pies with a fork and bake this at 330 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 to 40 minutes. Keep in mind not to use too high temperature because it will burn your meat pies underneath. Now if you bake this at a good temperature, you will have the perfect color of meat pies, perfect brownness. Now guys, this is a delicious buttery and crumbly meat pie dough. I hope you enjoy this meat pie series. Guys, I hope you will try this recipe, and if you like this, please subscribe and give this a thumbs up for more delicious recipes from me. Thanks for being here. Enjoy!